What is up, guys? What is up? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the stream. Week 15 rendition of Commander Caucus Wednesdays, Commander Caucus Live. Our Week 15 rendition. As always, I appreciate you guys spending your Wednesday night / Wednesday evening with us over here at Commander Caucus. Remember, this is a stream that was made by me, but it's ran by you. I don't come in here with a script. And I'm opening up the floor for us to do whatever the fuck we want about this team. Because to be honest, y'all, I'm gonna show you how I'm feeling. You see the screen. Jaden's done. Sit him down for the season. Pack it up. Tank for the first pick. I made a tweet. If you follow me on social media, I said, to be quite honest, and I ain't even a silver lining kind of guy because I live in the moment, right? I'm not big on like looking forward to the future because shit, who knows if I'm gonna be here, not to be morbid. But the silver lining is like when the season goes this bad, you have the opportunity at the number one pick. And I think that might be I promise you, I'm not trying to be hyperbolic. I'm not trying to exaggerate. I'm not trying to do it for the hype. I'm not. But I promise you, I think the best avenue for this team is to end up with the first overall pick and trading back. Not too much, but getting a haul for somebody that desperately wants a guy like Francisco Mendoza and trading back and potentially getting two blue chippers on the defensive side of the ball. Maybe you end up with Arville Reese as well as a Caleb Downs because we need it. We need it. Because at this point, when you lose 31-0, like you can't blame it on injuries. You can't. Like other teams, the Niners 9-4 injured, right? And yeah, we missing the quarterback. We missing the golden boy. He's still the golden boy in my eyes. I don't care what y'all say. I see y'all over here chatting in the comments in the chat. But matter of fact, speaking of the chat, you see the ticker at the bottom. Go ahead and smash that like button, smash that subscribe button. And if you want to support the channel, you can go ahead and send a super, or you can donate to the Cash App tag at the bottom. Anything and everything is greatly appreciated. But like I was saying, the team, bro, is ass, right? And then I put myself through misery last night watching Hard Knocks. How many of y'all watch Hard Knocks, bro? They tried to rip my heart out with that shit, bro.
Hard Knocks?
What the fuck, sorry? What the fuck, Siri? Siri on some that shit. Hard Knocks tried to rip my heart out. I don't even cry that much no more. I'm lying. I be crying like shit. But I was definitely about to cry watching the Hard Knocks episode yesterday with the foreshadowing and keep showing the Zach Ertz. Like, y'all are sick. Great cinematography, but y'all are sick over there in Hard Knocks, bro. Y'all are sick. Let's see what they talking about in the chat. Remember, I said, you know how we get down on Commander Caucus Wednesdays, Commander Caucus Live, Week 15 rendition. This is a stream ran by me, or made by me, but ran by you. I don't got a script. I'm opening up the door for us we not praising this team. I already know we not praising this team. To rant, to crash out, to vent. We have a meditating, a mediation session. A meditating session. Both of them fit. Both of them apt. Because at this point, man, this team putting me back through my misery, bro. If y'all check my podcast episode, if you haven't, I don't know what the fuck you doing. I said the seasonal depression is back like a motherfucker. The seasonal depression that I didn't suddenly feel last year is back like shit. It's back like shit. And I don't know. CT 6170. What's up, bro? Talking about your man 5. What about my man 5, bro? What about my man 5? My man 5 out for the rest of the year for sure. I believe so. Even though he hasn't been officially ruled out. But what about my man 5? What up? I'm just thinking he got to show more. He ain't show you enough making the NFC Championship game last year. Like, how much more he got to show you? You wanted him to make the Super Bowl in his first 2 years? Patrick Mahomes ain't even do that. What more do he have to show you? I want him to show more when Noah Brown not his wide receiver too. I want him to show more when we not scheming up touches the fat ass Debo Samuel in the open field. I want him to show more when Terry McLaurin not missing 3/4 of the fucking season after getting paid the big bag. That's when I want Jaden Daniels to show more. I want Jaden Daniels to show more when he get a real wide receiver one. What we talking about? What we talking about? What more? What more? The nigga made the conference championship game last year with Brandon Coleman as his left tackle and De'Ami Brown as his wide receiver too. What are we talking about? What are we talking? Y'all think the league figured Jaden Daniels out? Yeah, they figured out that he might be injury prone. I'll give you that. I'll concede that 100%. I think delusional. I think you got to be sensitive or delusional to not admit that Jaden Daniels is teetering or already there on the injury prone side of things. Like, I'm not saying that, right? This ain't a Jaden Daniels Glaze session. But anything performance based, bro, take that shit with a grain of salt. Take that shit with a grain of salt. Give it every disclaimer you want in the world. Because I said it on my podcast episode. And now I'm glad that I can actually get some live interaction. Y'all talk to me. Because I'm about to, please flood the chat when I ask this question, bro. Please flood the chat when I ask this question. Outside of Cam Ward, name a year one or year two quarterback that has a worse situation than Jaden Daniels. Outside of Cam Ward, name a year one or year two quarterback that has a worse offensive situation than Jaden Daniels. And he took them niggas to the NFC Championship game last year. What we talking about? What are we talking about? Yes, Randy, the defense is sorry. They need to show me more. The defense got one player that's worthy of bringing back, and that's Trey Amos, and that nigga's fibula blew up. That nigga out there on one leg right now. Who knows how he's going to come back? What's going on with Mikey? I told you what was going on with Mikey last year. If y'all listen to us over here at Bleeding B&G, we told you what was going on with Mikey Samerstill. It got to the point last year where Mikey Samerstill, right? I had to eat crow with Mikey Samerstill because I didn't love him as a draft prospect. I thought he was small, which he is, and I thought that he wasn't not necessarily slow with a 40 time, but he doesn't have any long speed. If y'all remember last year, early in his rookie season, Mikey Samerstill was getting his head beat open when he was playing in the slot. Shit, he got his head beat open when he was on the boundary a lot early in the year. We remember what Jamar Chase did to him. And yeah, that is Jamar Chase, but the point that I'm being is that what Jamar Chase beat him on, a 9 route, right? Mikey Samerstill ain't got no long speed. None. Them little ass legs, right? And he started to feel himself, and he really started to build this hype that he was this type of instinctual type player or whatever. And the niggas started thinking he was the smartest nigga on the field. Early this year, Mikey Samerstill was like guessing wrong. I don't know what the fuck he was doing. He was jumping shit that wasn't there. Now the nigga just be getting baked. The league figured him out. They realized he ain't got no long speed. Even in Mikey Samerstill's best game, probably, like just strictly coverage wise, no impact plays or anything. Mikey Samerstill's best coverage game was probably the Miami Dolphins, right, against Jalen Waddle. Go back and look at that film. Mikey Samerstill was playing like 11 yards off of Jalen Waddle all game. I was there. 8 rows up. Saw it clear. Miami could have fucked Mikey Samerstill out with quick outs all day. They just decided not to because Devon A-Chain fucking was starting us out. Bro, what are we? Hey, bro, what's up with this new iPhone? Like, do I have to turn my phone off? What are we talking about right now? Why is Siri repeating everything that I'm saying? I'm getting scared. What are we doing? The light's still on. All right, we get it. How many times he throw for 300 yards and more than 2 TDs? Bruh, Terry McLaurin is wide receiver 1. Y'all was mad when I was saying it in the summertime. Not only is Terry McLaurin his wide receiver 1, Noah Brown is wide receiver 2. Deebo Samuel, 245 pounds, and his gadget wide receiver that we actually scheme up touches for a nigga to do nothing. When I forgot what game it was, I think it was the Bears. It might have been the Bears. When I saw that nigga Deebo Samuel spin in place and gained no yard either direction. The nigga didn't gain a yard north, south, east, or west. I said, oh, he's fucking done. Deebo Samuel had a solid month of the season. He's always good for that. Then pneumonia pop up, the hill. Like, what we talking about? What we talking about? You want Jay and Daniels to throw for 300 yards and 2 touchdowns? How, bruh? Bruh. Didn't he do that against the Eagles last year? Am I tripping? Am I tripping? And like I said, this ain't a Jayden Daniels grade session because the nigga might be injury prone, right, bro? But y'all can't talk to me about regression. And this might very well be an Adam Peters bad session. I asked y'all, like, what outside of Tennessee, and guess what? Tennessee even got 2 young wide receivers in this rookie draft class that they could groom with Cam Ward. I don't even know if Cam Ward is. No, Eric Alamayer or DK, they not Terry McLaurin yet, right? But Terry McLaurin about to be in a fucking senior citizen home in a couple years. What good does that do Jayden Daniels? Me and fucking Terry McLaurin about to be playing shuffleboard in a couple years. Like, what are we talking about? Do you also think that the O-line was an issue? No. And the only reason why is because, bro, if you look around the league, bro, there's not really a lot of elite O-line play anymore. The tackles have gotten worse. Like, yeah, Trent Williams is still around, and that's the fact. And that's sad that, and Trent Williams is a demon, right? But that's sad that Trent Williams can still call himself a top 5 to 7 tackle, and a nigga 38 years old, right? It's been an epidemic of tackle play in the NFL, especially where pass protection goes for a minute. I don't know when the drop-off happened, but like I grew up on Orlando Pace. I grew up on Chris Samuel. I grew up on what's buddy from the Bengals? Willie Johnson, whatever his name was. I grew up on Andrew Whitworth. Like I grew up on Jonathan Ogden. How many left tackles are like that now? Right? And the reason that I say that is because like Laramie Tunsil a fucking demon. I don't think he none of them guys that I just named. But like it's hard to block, especially going against some of these schemes now. And I think it's more so like a coverage change that's going on than like it's still an O-line epidemic. Bro, teams are running more fire zone blitzes and man blitzes than ever before. Yeah, we saw it a lot because we got me and you, Rennie, out there at wide receiver. So they were stacking 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 in the box against us. Nobody's going to block that. Nobody's going to block that. And I made the point the other day when we talk about just the offensive supporting cast. Yeah, Terry McLaurin wasn't in this game. That's an issue in itself that we've already talked about. But go back to the Chicago Bears game, right? And this was when y'all want to have any type of fucking indictment on Jayden Daniels. Go back to the Chicago Bears game, right? They was bitching his fucking face off with 19 in the box, right? Do y'all remember that fucking bucket drop that he dropped to Chris Moore? Do y'all remember that? The bucket drop that he hit in the end zone, 40 yards, perfect placement, like he was thrown in the fucking trash can. Did y'all notice that the Chicago Bears did not change their fucking game plan because they knew that fucking Chris Moore wasn't going to do that shit again? So when you want to talk to me about Jayden Daniels, talk to me about how Chris Moore was his wide receiver 1 for fucking 8 weeks. And this is what I'm not going to allow y'all to do. Y'all not about to fucking ignore Terry McLaurin and glaze Terry McLaurin in spite of Jayden Daniels, bruh. Y'all not about to do that shit, bruh. Y'all not about to do that shit. I know we got to bust it open for 17 boys somewhere in the fan base. I'm not saying y'all in the chat, but y'all not about to fucking hold indictments on Jayden Daniels in spite of Terry McLaurin. Stop that shit, bruh. Stop that. Mr. I don't have a 100-yard game this season. I love Terry McLaurin, bro, but his levels of this. Terry McLaurin ain't dragging to no conference championship game himself. What are we talking about? I've been feeling like this and saying it since week 5 or 6. I've been out on the season. Yeah, bro. Yeah. And I told myself I wasn't going to get hyped today because I really don't care. Especially like, I mean, I got what I wanted because I don't want to see him in anymore. And it ain't no, oh, he's soft. Oh, he's supposed to play football. Da, 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 da. This season lost as fuck, bro. I seen people say, oh, man, if you want to be pussy with Jaden Daniels, why not sit him for the entire 2026 season? Bro, that's not apples to apples. Are we gonna be 3-10 in week 1 of the 2026 season? So what point are you fucking making? Let me see. What we talking about? Nah, not the Super Bowl. We got blessed last year. You thought it was random? Who blessed us? Who blessed us? You right? Who blessed us? We are trash again. We are trash again. How are we gonna keep talking about 5 though when we got Preston Smith out there getting snaps, bro? Like, what speed do? Like, come on, bro. This big can't throw for 300 yards because see, you sounded like you wanted to draft Drake May, bro. Go ahead. Like, that's what it's getting to at this point, bro. Because like you stuck on this 300-yard number. Like, this nigga not a dual threat quarterback. How many 300 plus all-purpose yardage games has he had? What we talking? Like, what are we talking about? So, like, I'm not here to like convince you at this point because I see you really like stuck on it. Does the injury prone tag happen in one season though? And that's my thing. That's a great question, Tracy. That's an amazing question because that's my thing. Like, yeah, you can add all the disclaimers in the world, right? And add whatever you want, but the facts are the facts. Since we such number guys today, Jaden Daniels started every game last year. Jaden Daniels started every game last year. So maybe not, Tracy. I mean, we got to see how next season goes for sure. And I ain't a future teller, even though I be telling the future sometimes. But I think we can definitely say that this was an injury-riddled season. Like, his season was derailed because of injury. I just don't understand the lore behind JD5 bulk. But great question, Tracy. Like, that was an amazing question. I just don't understand the lore behind JD5 bulking this past offseason just to lead to this. Did he really bulk this offseason or was that one picture, bro? That shit was like from the first practice anyway. Everybody gonna be small, bro. They just left out the weight room. I would have been out that bitch looking like David Hasselhoff that day. I ain't really seen no pictures since. So did he really bulk up? Like, I know the Washington media was glazing it, right? But we still got beat reporters trying to convince y'all that training camp practices was hard. Y'all really having faith in them? I seen one beat reporter, I guess he got mad because I talked about his Bobby Wagner take. He like sub-quoted me or sub-tweeted. I don't know what the fuck he was trying to do. Because I know I've said, like, I was out in Ashburn 3 days this year. And all 3 days, those practices was lackadaisical and relaxing and fucking short as fuck. I've been saying that since July. Where's George at? Somebody go ask George. He remembers everything that I say in every episode. Real day oneer. I was saying that shit when I was watching training camp practices in July. And they were like, oh, man, really being like Mr. Semantics, man. There was not a training camp session that was held that was only 45 minutes long. Okay, 58 minutes. Shit was less than an hour, and they wasn't doing anything. That shit was Camp DQ. So, I mean, I said that to say, like, did Jaden fall into the complacent organization that we seem to have this offseason? Maybe so. I don't know. But I don't really know if it was like a lore behind him bulking up other than that one picture. Y'all know the picture I'm talking about. The nigga did look like Popeye, but like When I went out in training camp, I'm like, this nigga look like he still look like Gumby, bro. Jaden's LSU wide receiver core was better than what he got. Bro, Kyron Lacy would be the fucking wide receiver 2 on his team. He was like wide receiver 4 Jaden's Heisman year. Easily the 4th best pass catcher. Because we really watch college football. This is all facts. Malik Neighbors, Brian Thomas, Mason Taylor, and Kyron Lacy is better than our fucking pass catchers right now. What are y'all talking about? Malik Neighbors in his last year at LSU might be better than Terry McLaurin right now. He definitely better than him in the league. Oh, shit. Y'all going to get mad at me for saying that. I don't care. Jada needs to show you more. What? Nah, AP needs to show me more. Terry McLaurin needs to show me more and why we paid him again. Facts. Look at Carter Crankenstein talking that shit. Talk that shit, cuz. Talk that. Ho. Can I start that? Can I start that comment? Let me start that comment. No. Speaking of the chat, as you see on the ticker at the bottom, go ahead and smash that like button. Smash that subscribe button. If you want to go ahead and support the channel, you can send a super chat where we're going to give you the rightful attention that you deserve. Your comments going to jump to the front. No, that's not a super. I just started it. I'm tripping. Your comments going to jump to the front. You ain't got to wait for me to reply. If you go ahead and send that super chat. If not, if you want to support the channel another way, if you're feeling generous during the Christmas season, happy holidays to y'all as well. You can go ahead and hit that Cash App tag at the bottom as well. Anything and everything is appreciated. But if you can't, you can support the channel by infiltrating the chat, man. Because guess what? Like I said, this is a stream that's made by me, but it's ran by you. I don't come in here with a script. We going off of what y'all talking about in the chat. And CC came in here talking that bull jive today. But he ain't the only one. I've definitely seen it. I've seen people turn on JD5, but in the words of the notorious, infamous John Morant, stay on that side. We see what side I'm on. My 5 Super Bowl era jersey came in today. I was about to wear that bitch on stream. We questioning AP. Remember, we wanted Ben Johnson all along. He turned us down mid-flight. That turkey and then deck went for shit. Facts. I told y'all in the Seattle game, Dan Quinn is Ron Rivera with a Harley Davidson chopper and a black bandana. Them niggas are no different. Yeah, Dan Quinn's first season was way better and much more magical than Ron Rivera's first season, but guess what? Them niggas both still made the playoffs at the end of the day. And where they differ is that we not going with this coach-centric, GM-centric approach with Dan Quinn. Thank God we not giving fucking Dan Quinn the keys to the organization like we gave Ron O. Cesar Chavez looking ass, but I can say that, bro. I'm Spanish. But yeah, bro, like, and I don't even think Ben Johnson's the guy for us. Y'all would have bashed Ben Johnson too, unless he was putting up 40 points a game. I just think, like I said, putting Jaden Daniels in the best situation possible offensively, you got to pair him with a wizard of a head coach as a play caller. Ben Johnson can be that, but when I say that he's not the guy, I don't think he's the only guy. He definitely could have been that guy. Because while Cliff Kingsbury might very well be, Cliff Kingsbury again, he ain't as young as some of these guys as really putting up points nowadays. But I didn't mind Cliff up until the last couple of weeks. Cliff Kingsbury don't have a plan to beat pressure. And that's another thing that teams have noticed, and they blitzing our fucking faces off. Yeah, y'all want to compare that good game that Marcus Mariota had against the Seattle Seahawks. I mean, not the Seattle Seahawks, the Denver Broncos. Yeah, he played amazing that game. Have y'all forgotten all the fucking mental lapses and fucking brain farts that Marcus Mariota has had? A lot of it due to the fact that he's facing 14 in the box. And y'all keep a trick like trying to compare Jay and Daniels to Marcus Mariota. Y'all know it's different when a nigga is in and out, in and out, and in and out, and somebody that's been in rhythm and has been in timing with receivers and offensive playmakers. And like, I mean, I'm not even making excuses for Jay and Daniels because at the end of the day, the best ability is availability, right? But like, please, if you're gonna come with context, don't make baseless statements, bro. You think we drafting an edge rusher this year? We better. I'm driving up to Ashburn myself. What was Dak saying on Hard Knocks yesterday with the shiesty? That was the cringiest shit I've ever seen in my life. Y'all watch Hard Knocks yesterday? That nigga Dak saying shiesty over and over again. You could tell he probably just learned that word. That was probably the cringiest shit I heard in my life. AP is the entire problem. Entire problem? Nah, I don't think so. I think he got a decent sized slice in his blame powder. I don't know how much Dan Quinn can coach modern day defense. I mean, yeah, modern day defenses. You know what? Know why I say this? This nigga gets blown out by the Shanahan system every time. Literally every time. They be having this nigga in the Matrix. Well, half of the league has come from the Shanahan tree. That nigga Mike Shanahan is the gift that keeps on giving to the Washington organization. How many niggas came from the Shanahan tree? Let's talk about it. McVay was more Gruden, but he runs that outside zone scheme. So, shit. Shanahan, Kyle Shanahan, O'Connell, Kubiak in Seattle, Matt LaFleur. Shit, who else, bruh? Like, it's some niggas. Mike McDaniel. Like, so that's damn near a quarter of the league. I just named off the top of my head, and I'm sure I'm missing some. That's coordinators. If he can't defend the Shanahan system, bro, we might as well chalk that shit up with Dan Quinn. Now he definitely don't have the talent, but them niggas, talent ain't got nothing. Talent ain't got nothing to do with you being 15 yards away from a wide receiver. Yeah, the nigga might beat you on a route off of talent, right? But even if he beat you a first rounder being a seventh rounder on a decent rep, just simply off pure talent, yeah, he might win by 5 yards. These niggas be running wide ass open, bro. Unless you calling talent a thinking game, like is thinking the number one talent that we talking about? These things be running wide ass open, bro. I think the front office failed Jaden by constructing a bum ass roster. My only gripe I have against Jaden is he's too thin. He needs to have some weight with growth figures. I mean, I can't dispute that. With the evidence that we have, I can't dispute that. I don't know how much weight I want him to put on though, like because this is the thing. Jaden came in as an old ass rookie, right? Like next year gonna be his what year 25 going into. I think he about to turn 25 now. I think no, he about to turn 26. No, Jaden's about to turn 25. Am I tripping? Yeah, so Jaden's about to turn 25, right? So next year's gonna be his age 25 season. I don't want him to be like we see how Lamar has lost. Nobody will admit it. Some people have admitted it. No Baltimore fan will admit it. It ain't just the injury that he sustained right now with Lamar Jackson. Go look at some 2019 Lamar Jackson highlights and go look at Lamar Jackson highlights now. That ain't just injuries, bruh. That's the totality of mileage that he has on his legs and the hits that have piled on, right? And Lamar bigger than Jay, he thicker than Jay and Dames, and he don't get as fucked up, right? So I say that to say, I don't think Jay and Dames is gonna have a lot more years where he's running for damn near 1,000 yards like he did last year. I think from here on out, he's gonna teeter around 500 to 600 yards, right? But I think that's always going to be a reliant part of his game. And you don't want to take away too much of that by getting all swollen shit. Yeah, I definitely think he needs to put on some muscle. But also, and I've posed this question too, since nobody want to answer my question about an offensive situation for a year one or year two quarterback outside of Cam Ward that's worse than what we got right now. But I also posed this. I don't forgot the fucking question I was about to pose. Oh my god, just rambling. Oh yeah, rambling. See what y'all got me doing? I'm gonna get it back though. I'm gonna get it back. Oh yeah, I also posed this question. There you go. We back. Do y'all think that we're gonna be facing as many fucking 8 and 9 man boxes ever again as we were this season? Because if we were, that's an indictment on Adam Peters' old nuthead ass. Because the reason that teams are stacking 13 on the box is because we got Tom and Jerry out there wide receiver, right? And if that's ever the case again, I'm hoping this year is an anomaly. But if that's ever the case again, bro, yeah, Adam Peters gotta go. Gotta go. The fact we thought this offseason we went all in and got better is crazy, man. We suck. I hope they fix it this offseason. Who is we? Is we like the actual front office? I wouldn't have called this offseason all in. Nah, I wouldn't have. Not going into the offseason with Noah Brown as your number 2 boundary wide receiver. And I said number 2 boundary wide receiver because, yeah, you probably projected Debo to get the second most opportunities, but you're not fucking putting Debo out wide in 12 personnel. That nigga would be on the bench. So I don't think we went all in. I think we put a decent amount of chips in, but going all in is getting George Pickens. We had the cap to do it. Going all in is trading up for an edge rusher and not settling for a project in Josh Conley. That's all in. Fan base is going to have to let go of some of these players. Man, talk about it. Talk about it. As always, though, as I've said numerous of times, I appreciate you guys spending your Wednesday evening, your Wednesday night with us over here at Bleeding BNG for Commander Caucus Live, Week 15 rendition. What we've done, like 12 or 13 of these. Stream ran by me, made by you, or made by me, ran by you. But as always, smash that like button, smash that subscribe button, flood the chat because it's ran by you. Once we stop commenting in the chat, I'm cutting this red button off. I'm hitting in stream with a quickness. If you want to support the channel, you can go ahead and send a super chat. We'll give you the rightful shine that you deserve. Your comment jumps to the front. We give you the rightful attention that you deserve, and everything is appreciated, as always. Jaden is a dog, and he's going to get tired of the front office decisions and the coaching staff. I think he's lost trust in them already. I ain't saying that he's lost all trust, but, yeah, I think he's lost some trust in them already. We need a Malik Neighbors. Talk about it. Sad thing is, I don't really think it's some Malik Neighbors in this draft class. Yeah, y'all like Carnell Tate. He ain't fucking Malik Neighbors, bro. What up, fam? Do you think Brian Flores would be a better option as head coach? I'm just saying. I heard Brian. What's up, bro? Rich Network. I heard Brian Flores. If you read some of them or if you might have, if you can remember or have read some of them, think pieces and bullet points that came out of Miami, Brian Flores wasn't the easiest to work with. One thing that I will say about Dan Quinn is he seems like a player's coach, and no, that don't really win you games. But I mean, you got to list your pros and your cons, right? I do think that Brian Flores is more capable of teaching modern day defenses than Dan Quinn, so that would be a feather in Brian Flores' hat. Like being a player coach would be a feather in Dan Quinn's hat. So I mean, you splitting hairs. I don't think any of them are like. I don't think Brian Flores is some type of like coaching prodigy. Like I don't think that. Because if you go back and look at some of the reports coming out of Miami, listen to some of the shit that he told Tua, Jaden Daniels will smack the shit out of him. Hopefully. I hope. Bro, Jaden went healthy top 5. That's it. That's all. But when he hurt out on the field, we can't see it. So what we do with that? Pray. What else can you do? Like everything you spitting is facts, and availability is your best ability. I am not here to dispute that. But he the type of talent you just got waited out on. Like Joe Burrow looked like a game of operation, right? There's a reason why this nigga got 2 big contracts. Like you just got to bank on some of them type talents. And yeah, they might screw you over in the long run, but it's always a good bet. I don't disagree. I also think that basketball guys thing was kind of, I think he tried to like make something out of that. I think he had an issue with that. I already think it was a huge storyline, but I think it was something that he had in his head. But I don't necessarily disagree. If you stack up the shit, bruh, put Jaden Daniels with DJ Moore, Rome Odunze, Luther Burden, Colston Loveland, Cole Kmet. What we talking about? What we talking about, chat? What we talking about, chat? What we talking about? Because newsflash, Terry McLaurin ain't that much better than DJ Moore. He better. He better. I'll give you that. But he ain't that much better to make up the gap between fucking Rome Odunze and fucking Noah fucking Brown. That's like the gap between Noah Brown and, I ain't even gonna disrespect me like that, Noah Brown and my girl. I don't even think the gap between me and Noah Brown is that big. Good shit, bro. Like that. You keep it 100. I appreciate that, Michael Menchaca, 3685. That's a nice, is that your last name? That's a nice last name. Unique. Should we have seen this coming from the first preseason game? We should have saw it coming when I told you them niggas was looking like Club Penguin in Ashburn at training camp. And we should have saw it coming, yes. But I'm not even going, like I said that in July. I did. I mean, it's out there. Y'all can go check. But I'm not even going to sit here and act like I wasn't, oh, we got a super. But let me finish my thought. I'm not even going to sit here and act like I wasn't buying the fucking hype, ignoring what I saw. So I'm not even here to act like I'm some fucking prophet, right? I was delusional as well. But we should have saw it when we saw Club Penguin in Ashburn translate the fucking Travion Henderson running the first kickoff back. And then what we got outscored like 1,000 to fucking 17 in the preseason. I don't even think we scored 17 points. We got outscored 1,000 to 10 in the preseason. We got a super, my man Fuad. When it comes to DQ, that which should be done eventually must be done. When it comes to DQ, that which should be done eventually must be done. Facts. Because how long do we really think Dan Quinn's going to be the coach of this team? Is this the guy that we think we going to pair with Jaden Daniels for the rest of his career? Because yeah, it's hindsight, but looking back on it, y'all got to remember, nobody thought that we were going to make the NFC Championship game last year, right? So looking back on it, when Dan Quinn was hired, I honestly thought that he was the type of guy to be like the face of a rebuild, like players coach, because he wasn't my first option, right? But when I was trying to make sense of the hire, and I'm like, oh, he's a players coach. He about to lead the way. He about to set the culture. That's what niggas that lead rebuilds do, right? When you get them offensive geniuses, and they ain't even got to be young. Andy Reid, up until this year, was an offensive genius. When you get them type of guys, shit, on the defensive side of the ball, a guy like Mike McDonald out in Seattle. When you get them whiz kid type of coaches, that's when you're ready to contend. Anybody want to look at Dan Quinn, old Stone Cold Steve Austin, imposter face ass, and think that he's a whiz kid? Kiss my ass. That nigga Dan Quinn really want to be like, give me a hell yeah in press conferences, bro. Like, what? Is Jay coming back this season? What? Hey, bro. That's Ron Rivera with a Harley, bro. Shout out to thank you for the super chat for but AP is a bigger issue in my opinion. Cliff second, then DQ. I'm not mad at that order. I'm not mad at that order. But I'ma still say it. And y'all don't like to hear it, but I mean it is the truth. And yeah, we crashing out on Adam Peters, myself included, because you can't excuse 31-0. We gotta remember though, the cupboard was bare. The cupboard was bare when Adam Peters was hired, right? And what I'm guilty of, and what I think a lot of us are guilty of, and I think we're placing our anger towards Adam Peters in the wrong space, is I think that we gave Adam Peters and attributed too much credit to Adam Peters for last season. Maturing is realizing that Jayden Daniels was a goddamn wizard last year. And besides anything else, the brotherhood, anytime, anywhere, any place, the culture, Frankie Louvu, Bobby Wagner, no matter whatever other Crockett shit they were trying to sell you. Jayden Daniels was the reason that we made the NFC Championship game last year. That's why when people come in the chat and say that they got to see more, nigga, you ain't seen enough. Moore is going to the Super Bowl. You thought we was going to the Super Bowl once we rolled out Chris Moore for 2 months? Once your man Terry McLaurin quad fell off the bone? Once your man Austin Eckler's Achilles blew up into pieces? You thought we were still going to the Super Bowl then? That's on you. Nigga made the NFC Championship game with De'Ami Brown as his wide receiver too. De'Ami Brown got 200 more yards than me. The same old De'Ami Brown that he was before the playoffs. What are we talking about? How soon we forget? We talking about some 300 yards. AP's decision making has been lightweight trash. Yeah, I think the results might be lightweight trash. I'm never going to be, man, yeah, it didn't work out. That shit was one of the worst moves in recent trade acquisition, player acquisition history. I'll be lying to you if I said that I didn't love that Marshawn Lattimore move in the moment. Little did I know that his fucking hamstring was fucking brisket. Shit, we talking about Zach Ertz, and he's sustaining a career-ending injury. Marshawn Lynch was barely holding on before the ACL. Marshawn Lattimore, excuse me. I don't mean to put that spun on you, Beast Mode. My fault. That nigga Marshawn Lattimore was barely holding on before the ACL. I'm so glad that I ain't got to watch that nigga in Hard Knocks fight everybody and get cooked. Move on from Cliff, please, and possibly DQ. I wanted Mike McDonald. He's a defensive wizard. I wanted Mike McDonald too. I don't remember if he was number one on my list, but he was definitely higher than Dan Quinn. And you know what Mike McDonald would have made sure that we had? A competent edge. And no, they not out there with fucking Myles Garrett out there in Seattle, but they got them a DeMarcus Lawrence. They got them a Uchenna Nwosu. They got them a Bafe Moye. He would have made sure that we got some competent DBs. Seattle got 3 cornerbacks better than any of our cornerbacks. Mikey Samuelson would be cornerback 4 with the Seahawks right now. Don't argue with me. It's just facts. I gotta watch more football. I ain't spending too much more time in here. I'm getting out of here by 8:20, y'all. I'm tired of shit. I'll take Flores as the head coach or the Seahawks OC as head coach. Kubiak. Damn, Flores got y'all swindled. That performance, Flores shutting us out, got y'all swindled. Y'all gotta go back and look at what they were saying about Flores coming out of Miami, bro. Yeah, y'all can say the owner was making some racist hit pieces and all that. I don't think two are racist, bro. Y'all got go look at Tua talk about Brian Flores. That nigga start having like PTSD flashback. He's like, soon as 5 put that. Hey, Gensino, I'll be lying to you if I said I wasn't thinking the same thing. I'd be lying to you if I wasn't thinking the same thing, bro. Shout out to all the Japanese. Shout out to all the Japanese people out there. I ain't never seen a nice nice Japanese nigga in football. And I went to a nice, well cultured. I grew up cultured. I never seen a nice Japanese nigga in football. And I get he was putting on, but I'd be lying if I said that thought hasn't run across my mind. Like they be eating like rice and shit. Like ain't no Japanese nigga running nobody over, bro. Let me stop, bro, before they cancel me. Shout out to the Japanese, man. JD5 definitely need to gain 20 pounds like Josh Allen. No, I do not want him to get that big. And Josh Allen is like 60 pounds heavier than Jaden Daniels. He need to put on some weight though. I don't know if I want to put on 20 pounds. Y'all never want to see this nigga run again. Like, come on. Like, I get it. Injury riddled season, for sure. For sure. We can't change the nigga play style now. Come on. Now he can be smarter. For sure, but we not about to turn this nigga into Phillip Rivers. What's up, Brody? Not gonna lie, I've been tapped out this season. I'm emotionally drained. I done disassociated with the whole team after JD hurt. Come back, I got hurt again. I was done. Man, I said after the Cowboys game, and they said that I wasn't a dog. I wasn't a competitor. All this bullshit. I said, bro, sit Jaden Daniels now. This was before the Seahawks injury. Because being on Jaden Watch, which we ended up being on, was going to be fucking draining, and I'm drained. Like my man Javon said, I'm drained. This shit is emotionally draining, bruh. And this is the thing. When I said that after the Dallas Cowboys, if you were true and honest, yeah, we might not have been mathematically eliminated. The season was over then. The season was over then, bruh. What run did you think that we was going on? And yeah, the optics might have looked wild, but guess what? We would have spared ourselves from 2 less Jaden Daniels injuries. I'm not here to say I told you so. I'm not. I fell asleep during the Bears game, woke up with the kids, catching a nice CD, had me jumping up thinking, ah! Nah, Willie, you not that burnt out, Willie. Nah, the nigga there, I was just stag, toe drag, dive. You ain't think this was 2024, though. I know you saw that blue and that orange, bro. But that's just the thing. That's what made this season all the more stick. And y'all hate when niggas do this, but it's the truth, bro. And I'm not even saying that these niggas should be Commanders in 2025. I'm not saying that. But when you see Olamide Zaccheaus out there toe drag swagging, when you see Chase Young out that bitch doing his thing, and no, I'm not saying that I want Chase Young to be a Commander. I was the first one in the fucking content space to tell you Chase Young ain't want to be here. Go check them videos too. But when you see Emmanuel Forbes up until 2 weeks ago frying, catching picks week in and week out, Benjamin St. Jude's getting blown by Saquon Barkley. But when you see Cam Curl catching picks, you can't help to think of what was. I ain't gonna say what could have been, but what was balling. Not gonna lie, we need a lot of work this off season. Completely honest, but also smart. We need you. We do. I said, I think it was on the last Commander Caucus live stream. I said, yeah, at the free agency, we got to address a lot of positions. I'm not looking at anybody, any free agents older than 27. Call it me being an ageist, call it whatever you want. I'm not looking at any free agent over 27. And COVID done fucked the game up where these rookies be coming out at 23 and 24 and be getting off their first contracts at 32 years old. But I'm not looking at any free agents. over the age of 27. Tate better than any receiver we got. Facts. When you say any other, you mean outside of Terry? Because if you mean outside of Terry, I agree. If you mean Terry included, who's to say I don't agree? And I'm not even the highest on Carnell Tate. I think he like a Michael Crabtree. We need defense for real. Everything on D is suspect. I don't know if that's pause worthy, but everything on defense is suspect. We doing a Thursday night parlay today, y'all? If we are, y'all better go ahead and infiltrate the chat now. Smash that like button, smash that subscribe, flood the chat. If you want to send a super chat, it's greatly appreciated. We will make sure your super chat gets seen. But once that Thursday night parlay come up, if it ain't a super chat, I'm not making no promises. So if you got it, and I might ignore you if we do get a super chat. I'm just being honest. You think we finally gonna see Ben Sinnott? Because I'm tired of waiting at this point. I'm ready to move on and get a tight end in the offseason. Maybe Isaiah Likely. It better be Isaiah Likely. Boy, you better take your ass down, what, 295? It better be Isaiah Likely. Yeah, because Ben Sinnott, I honestly thought Ben Sinnott was going to be better at fullback anyway. And I know Cliff Kingsbury don't use a fucking fullback. So I didn't really get his fit on the team. But it's the thing. Adam Peters comped him to Kyle Juszczyk and George Kittle. Kyle Juszczyk's a fullback. So I definitely think that he thought he was going to be deployed in different type of ways. But he's definitely not a line it up and beat your guy tight end. Ben Sinnott run routes like my grandmother, bro. Jaden needs some real talent to work with. They don't give Sinnott a real chance with Cliff's crazy scheme. I mean, that horizontal raid, Ben Sinnott's definitely not going to do that in the horizontal raid. But, I mean, what scheme you think Ben Simmons is going to be routing dudes up and beating them on? I don't think not many. Not going to lie, DQ does not have it, bro. Does not have it. Bro, he was mad as shit after the game on Hard Knocks. Trying to dress it up, trying to make it look good. I saw right through that shit, bro. I'm pissed as hell. Yeah, okay. You've been pissed the last 9 weeks. Ain't shit changed. Ain't shit changed, bro. We 3-10, bro. What the fuck, bro? Bro, we're 3-10, bro. What the fuck? We're about to go 3-14, bro. Robert Berry need to go 3-14, bro. Did we even go 3-14 in 2019 when we ended up with the second pick? Relax, 23. I don't think these 3-10. Who said I'm not relaxed, bro? I'm chilling. I'm not relaxed. I'm relaxed. I mean, you saying everything that we said all stream. Why you acting like you reinvented the wheel? Y'all let me know. Have I not been saying this stuff all stream? That Dan Quinn can't coach modern day defenses? I agree with you though, but the relax made me think like I ain't been saying that. Dan Quinn's scheme is so mid. So mid. So mid. Met you at the Eurostar in Madrid. I remember for sure. I appreciate the support. I see you in the lobby, right? I appreciate the support. Definitely appreciate the support. Eurostar Madrid. We went down at the Euro still. Stays at the Eurostar. I would never tell. No freaky shit. No Diddy shit. But I definitely enjoyed my stay in Madrid. Was a time. Was a time. We need a young offensive genius to really utilize 85 skills. All of our players are predictable this season. Facts. Facts. And I mean, I don't even know like how many concepts you could scheme Chris Moore up on though. How many concepts can you scheme Ben Sinnott up on? How many concepts are you scheming up Robbie Anderson on? So I do agree, but we got to talk about that personnel. David and Pritchard, low key, may mess around and come In college, maybe, 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 and we'll definitely see like how much of a loss he had going into next season, or how big of a loss he was. Smash that like button. Shout out to you, Charles. I appreciate you, Charles. Like my man Charles said, smash that like button, smash the subscribe button, flood the chat, send the super chat, hit the Cash App tag. Anything's appreciated. Man, Charles, I appreciate you, Charles. Not only did the wide receiver room regress, but I feel like the running back room dropped off low key. I kind of feel like B Rob was going crazy those first 8 games. That's the thing, though, Willie. B Rob always gonna go crazy for 4 games. Then that motherfucking when he got shot in the knee, that shit gonna start biting. That shit gonna start biting, bruh. Y'all can get niggas get mad at the truth, bruh. So I don't care, bruh. I think there's always been a correlation to Brian Robinson getting shot in a lower extremity and him falling off in the second half of the season when the wear and tear is there. I think that's always been a thing. Yeah, he hasn't this year. You know why? Because they give Christian McCaffrey 764 touches a game. That nigga plays like 3 snaps. If he can't hold up now, he's just not good, not damaged goods. This has been a terrible season. However, we know we are not a few players away. We need it. Facts. Is that a silver lining, though, Charles? What the hell? I mean, I agree. You hit me with the however, like you was about to say some nice shit. Adam P was on some Bruce Allen bullshit, bargain chipping. I mean, shopping in the bargain bin. Shopping at the bargain bin. All right, we about to get this parlay in. Let me see. Jalen, who you going with the top pick? Our top pick or the number 1 pick? Man, Mendoza going number 1. Y'all know how these leagues treat quarterbacks. Mendoza going number 1. But our top pick, probably Arvell Reese. I like Keldrick Faulk. But I told y'all, I think our path is getting the number 1 pick and trading back from that because we need multiple blue chippers on this defense, especially. Oh my gosh. All right. I'm not dealing with this shit today. Oh my, why? I'm just clicking on all the bullshit right now. This nigga just said, so Brad, you think Francisco Mendoza going to be better than Jaden Daniels? Like, that's ultimately what you're saying. If we lose out and get the first pick, I think you have to consider trading Jaden. This nigga said he think that's ultimately like, let's get up two real quick. You're comparing Francisco Mendoza to Jaden Daniels at this point. All right, bro. Stop, bro. He better. Because one of my favorite jokes of the NFL season is other fans saying that Ja'Cory Crosby-Merritt was an industry plant, bro. That shit is hilarious, bro. They call that nigga Bobby Altoff, bro. Imagine what a Jayden Daniels and Breece Hall backfield would do, though. Man, they talking that bullshit, man. I'm an equal opportunity kind of guy, though, man. I be trying to get them chances. And I can't see on the little screen. I can't see on the little screen, so I'm just clicking in it. I just seen some bullshit. All right, let's do the Thursday night parlay before we head out because, like I said, I got some shit to do. Once again, I forgot to log in, so we definitely not about to take advantage of this profit boost. But I'm still going to give you plus $1,000. We're going to turn your $10 into $100 today. I was one leg short last week. Told y'all Jahmyr Gibbs was scoring 2 touchdowns. The nigga scored 3. Oh my God. Bro, they actually shared the screen today? Let me find out FanDuel on their best bullshit. All right, bet. Buccaneers, Falcons. Same game, lay. Damn, FanDuel getting cheaper and cheaper. So y'all get a 25% profit boost, but we're gonna turn your 10 into the 100 without the profit boost. I'm about to turn your 10 into 100 without the profit boost right now. You know, I gotta look at the props first because they're gonna tell you a lot about the game. That's a lot for Kyle Pitts. 59 fucking yards. What the fuck? He did go crazy last week, didn't he? Kyle Pitts had a good game last week, didn't he? What's the line? Buccaneers 4.5-point favorites, over under 44.5 points. How many points the Buccaneers scored last week? Well, the Buccaneers had a bye, didn't they? How many points the Falcons scored last week? The Falcons only scored 9. Buccaneers had a bye. I'm letting y'all in the mind of Bleeding B&G right now. The line is teetered around 44, 40. Yeah, I'm going to stay away from the total. But this is what we're going to do. How many yards Kirk throw for last week? Oh, Kirk sucks. I don't know why they got Kirk line so high, so you always got to be suspicious. That shit damn near at Baker Mayfield line, 206 to 219. So this is what we're going to get silly. We're going to go Kirk Cousins all passing yards because they're going to be throwing 200 minus 138. We're going to go touchdown scores. Who the Falcons be letting score? The Falcons let wide receivers score a lot. All right. So the Falcons be giving up touchdowns to wide receivers lately. How these niggas get 10? Oh, okay. Because didn't Tech ball against them too? So the Falcons give up touchdowns to big wide receivers. Mike Evans, first game back. The nigga done missed 2 months, and he only a plus 155 odds. You got to play that. Mike Evans, anytime touchdown scores. The Falcons have allowed 2 touchdowns to Ted McMillan, 1 touchdown to A.D. Mitchell. What was the other one? 1 touchdown to Alec Pierce. These are all wide receivers over 6'3". I see a trend here. 1 touchdown to Deebo Samuel. He not 6'3", but his gut is. All right. Let's see. Rushing props. Bucky Irvin coming off the bye against the Falcons defense. They got a decent pass funnel defense. Do I play Bucky rushing and receiving 87.5? I like that. I kind of like that. Can I do alt rushing and receiving? Bucky Irvin, alt rushing and receiving. Can we do alt rushing and receiving at 80 yards? Boom. All right. So far, we got 3 legs plus 546 on the odds. What up, Scoop? What up, gang? Oh, are you? You trying to get me riled up. Hey, Elite Legends, my blood pressure too high for that, bro. You trying to take me out on a Wednesday on stream. Let me see. I think we only need like one more leg to get us that plus 1,000 odds. Chris Godwin balled the other day. Tez Johnson got hurt. Oh. Do I like Emeka Egbuka most receiving yards in the game? Do we like that, chat? Plus 360? That's going to give me crazy odds. Bro, that just turned my 10 into 400. Do we like that, chat? Slot wide receivers be fucking the Falcons up. JSN, 2 touchdowns, 92. Who else in the slot? Josh Downs, clamped. Never mind. Debo Samuel, fat ass. 672 and a touchdown. Nah, Booker job bust their head open the first time. I don't like it. I got a little ahead of myself, chat. Man, fuck it, bro. B. John Robinson, receiving yards. What's his receiving props? 30. Oh, man. I might bet that shit up. I might not even outline that. Yeah, I'm going to outline that. We're going to play that safe. B. John alt receiving yards. We're going to play that at 30 yards. Because that 39.5 is a little sketchy. Matter of fact, bro, how about the big balls? Pause. Shit, that shit still ain't get us to plus 1,000. All right, we teetering in ugly waters right now. Nigga, I'm about to give fucking Baker 150 yards just to give me the plus 1,000. They be clamping though. The Falcons be just like clamping except in the end zone. What can I do this? Chris Godwin under. I like Chris Godwin under. Chris Godwin under 39.5. Yeah, we're going to play it safe and take B-John off this bitch. Kirk Cousins plus 200 yards. Mike Evans anytime touchdown score. Bucky Irvin 80 yards receiving and rushing. Chris Godwin under 40 yards. I like how those all tie together too. What y'all think about that ticket? Kirk Cousins 200 yards on the all line. Mike Evans anytime touchdown score. Bucky Irvin 80 yards receiving and rushing. Chris Godwin under 39.5 yards. That $10 will turn into $100.50. I'll turn your $10 into $100.50. If you really want to play it safe and put some real money on it, Not no real money on it, but make some more money on it. We could go to the receiving props. We could go to Bijan outline. Because $100, that's just a little too close for me. We could go plus 20 on the alt receiver line for Bijan. Would that take the odds to? That ain't do shit for me. Maybe another what, $14? Is it even worth it? No. Yeah, it should make me another $14. Shit, I might as well play the 30. Nah, we're gonna keep it safe, chat. Because y'all be the first ones to let me know when I don't hit. Kirk Cousins, 200 yards. Mike Evans, anytime touchdown score. Bucky Irvin, 80 yards rushing and receiving. Chris Godwin, under 40 yards receiving. I think that's it. What they talking about in the chat? What's up, Scoot? Like I said, A. Terrell been struggling with big wide receivers since 2009. Facts. Come on, bro. You see the future. That's why you futuristic Willie. I think that'll do it, though. I appreciate you guys spending your Wednesday evening, your Wednesday night with us over here at Bleeding B&G. Week 15 edition of Commander Caucus Live. We only got a couple of more of these left. I don't know if I'm doing one week 18 because once the season's over, I'm going to Cancun or something. I might see Frankie Louver there, bro. But yeah, I appreciate every single one of y'all that tapping and tuning with me every Wednesday. Appreciate everybody that supported the channel, sent the super chat, sent the regular chat. Go ahead, make some money in return. Play that ticket tomorrow. You can turn your 10 into 100 or your 100 into 1,000. And I'll check in on y'all on the flip side. Follow me at Bleeding B&G, and y'all know the rest. Peace.